let's sharpen some knives. Hi everyone, welcome to Carrie's Culinary Crafts, where we talk all things food. And today we are doing something regarding food preparation. Other than your hands, to me, the best tool in the kitchen is really good knives. I have, the majority of my knives here are Wusthof classic knives. They are definitely not cheap. They are expensive, but when it comes to like certain kitchen tools, I think that the better quality of item you get, the longer it's going to last and the better it's going to be. Now, Wusthof knives, they have a lifetime guarantee. So to me, right then and there, that is worth it. And I've actually had my favorite knife, just this one, replaced because a portion of this handle broke off. I had the knife for about 10 years and a portion of this broke off, and I contacted the company and sent a picture and showed them, and I said that I'd be willing to send the knife back to them, and they totally replaced it with a brand new knife. So getting good knives is definitely worth it, at least to me. And I pretty much have like almost the whole set. I have the large chef knife, which is a 10-inch, which this was the very first knife that I got. But I learned really quick that it was a little bit too large for me for everyday use. So then that's when I went to this one, which is my favorite knife. It's like the perfect size and weight, and I absolutely love this knife. And then I got your standard carver knife and your boning knife, fillet knife, whichever you want to call it. These two knives are my favorite and most used knives out of this stack here. And with them, in order for you to be efficient in the kitchen, you need to make sure that your knives are sharp. This is something that is often sold. It is called a knife sharpener, but in honesty, it's not really a sharpener. This should be called like a blade straightener, because what it does is you get grooves. After cutting and stuff with your knives, you'll get little wavy grooves in your knives, and this is used to straighten your knife. And you spring it, you straighten it by bringing it toward you. There's a guide here that will catch if you slip, but you do it on both sides. And what that does is that straightens your blade, because a straighter blade is a sharper blade, but it doesn't necessarily sharpen the blade. Okay, so I'm not sure. Now this is not, I have two knives over here that are not Wusthof. This one is a Cook's Club knife. I don't use it that often. And then this was my husband's knife that he brought into the relationship. It's a Farberware knife. It's actually a nice size. It works pretty good. But if you can see here, there are little waves in the blade right here. So this is what you would use this straightener for. And this happens with everyday use. Whenever you're cutting things, it will just put a slight curve in your blade. And by using this knife straightener, you will straighten that knife right back out. See, and just by doing, I'm not completely done with that, but if you see, just by doing, wrong side, just by doing it like 5 times on each side, you can already see that the blade has straightened out. So that is what this is for. It is not a sharpener. It is a blade straightener. Okay, sorry, many interruptions. That's why I don't like to do this when there's other people around. Okay, so then this is a straightener. I think that's where I was. Now this is what I have, which is a actual sharpener. This is a Chef's Choice 300. It's a diamond hone sharpener. It's got 2 slots here. The first one is the sharpener. The second one is the honer, which what that does is when you sharpen knives, you often get little steel like spurs on the side of your knife, and that honer will smooth it out and take those off. So today what I'm doing, I just noticed that some of, especially my favorite knife here, this knife here is starting to get a little bit dull, like I'm having to actually push the knife to get it through things. And if you have a really good blade, that you really don't need to do that. I mean, it just slices and cuts right through anything like butter. So I just figured if I'm gonna pull this out, I'm gonna sharpen all my knives while I'm here. So with the sharpener, you wanna do the sharpen side first, and then you do the honing side. You do the sharpener as many times as you need to get it as sharp as you want. Then you move to the honer. You don't have to go back and forth or anything like that. This particular model, you don't even really have to do anything. You just need to guide the knife, because as soon as you put the knife in, there are magnets that grab the knife. So all you need to do is just slide it. You don't need to push, you don't need to do anything. And then there's diamond shavings in there that does the sharpening on the steel blade. So I'm not going to bore you with me doing this, so I'll speed this up for you and put some music on, because this is going to take me a while to do all of this, but I just thought since I was doing it, I'd bring you guys along with me. I had thought about many a times, I would love to get them professionally sharpened again, but I just hate the thought of being without my knives. So it's like I could send maybe like half of them and then send the other half when the other half comes back. But until I decide to go ahead and do that, I will just, you know, stick with my knife sharpener. And I pretty much do this twice a year. Just because it makes a big difference. When you have a really sharp knife, it does not take much for you to do the job that you need to do. So, and a sharp knife is way more efficient, obviously, than a dull knife. So, okay, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up for you, play some music, and I'm gonna get sharpening my knives so I can start working on dinner. Okay, all of these knives now are sharpened. It took me 15 minutes to sharpen all of these. Well worth 6 months worth of having nice sharp knives. I did look online for this. They still sell these. There are a couple newer models than what I have. I've had this forever. I mean, like since 2008, 2010, around there. So they have newer models than this, but they are definitely affordable. Most of them that I've seen online on Amazon by this company. I can only speak for this company because this is the only company that I've had, and I've been using them for many years. So I do like it, but I can't speak for any others. There could be others that are better out there, but I don't know. But this Chef's Choice is on Amazon, and they range anywhere from like $40 to $65, depending on, you know, what model you get. So if you have a lot of knives, it's definitely worth it, because once they get dull, they're actually more dangerous for you than if they're sharp. And it makes playing in the kitchen much more fun when you have nice sharp knives and so forth. So, and then being that, you know, this is a very useful tool that you use all the time, it's worth having whatever you can afford. Just the best knives, what you can afford. If you can't afford, you know, $300 knives, don't feel like that, you know, oh, well, I can't do that since I can't afford those kind of knives. No, this knife is by Farberware. And this is the knife that I have my son use. Just because I sharpen it, but I don't sharpen it quite like I sharpen my knife. He's 15. He's still, you know, he's playing around in the kitchen. In fact, this Thursday, he's going to be cooking dinner. So, and he says that he doesn't care if the camera's on. He might not talk to the camera, but the camera might be on to show what he is making for dinner. So, and he's very excited about that. So you might get to see my 15-year-old making some dinner this week. So, but there you have it. That is, that's just a quick little video on keeping one of your best tools in your kitchen, keeping them nice and sharp so they work the best for you. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, friends.